When Daniel was praying, God would begin to pierce him into the spirit realm. Daniel's precision in the spirit was something that's unheard of. When you read through the book of Daniel, you find out that King Nebuchadnezzar had had a dream, and him being king and carrying all of that authority that he carried, he had an ultimatum. He had diviners, and he had sorcerers. He had people that knew how, astrologers, people that knew how to interpret times, interpret dreams, and interpret all those things. But there was a particular dream that Nebuchadnezzar had, and he had an ultimatum that was unearthly. It was something that no normal human being would ever ask for. He wanted somebody to tell him what he dreamed. People were accustomed to being able to use the information from the dream to conjure up an interpretation, but what they were not accustomed to was a level of insight that would tell you what was going on in the mind of another person. But Daniel had the ability to connect with God in a way that supernaturally he gained insight into what was going on in the heart of another man. It was from this place that Daniel began to progress in prominence. I want to note to some of us, everyone may not be ready to go yet, but for those that are ready to go, you have the posture of let's go. That part of your prominence in the kingdom of God and in the earth, part of your success, part of your prosperity, part of your purpose being realized is your ability to press into a place where the rest of the world doesn't know how to function, a place in the spirit where all of a sudden you become something that is acquired, something that is necessary, something that the world can't live without. Many of us are so used to being in the world, we're so used to trying to fit up with the world that there is no distinguishment between us and the world. And so why would anybody want to look for excellence when we've already chose status quo? And why would anybody want to look for godliness when we've already chosen a double-minded way of living? Why would anybody look for insight from God when we ourselves question most of the time if he's really real? Some of us will never realize our purposes. And it won't be because God didn't intend for us to. It's because we had a problem establishing a persistent prayer life. A prayer life that will break us out of the shackles of the norms. A prayer life that will break us out of the indoctrination of this world. A prayer life that will pierce through the darkness and bring us into the very presence of God until the enemy himself and those that are set in authority cannot function without God.